Hi, hello, this is Ahmed from FKP Institute of AI. Welcome to time series forecasting sessions, part 1 and session 2. In this session, we are going to learn few important functions which we perform on a time series. They are shifting, rolling and expanding. And in this session, we are going to learn few visualization options. They are labeling, autoscaling, xlim, ylim, set major minor locator, set major minor formatter and option grid. Okay, let's quickly get into the targeted topics in this session. Let me open my notebook here. Okay, this is my data, and this data belongs to some X company, and it has a date-wise closing stock price and closing stock volume. So this data I am going to read using our function read CSV of pandas. So I am reading it. These are the top 10 records from this table, pandas table. Now we are going to learn shifting. Shifting is a function we use frequently in time series analysis. So let's see what shifting does. If I say data frame dot shift 1, what happens, this particular value, the stock price, it will go and assign to the tag to the next day in the table. So that way the values will move to the next date. This is what happens. Let's check out. These are the top 5 records, and now after shifting, you'll see here this 48 has moved to this one, like the next day, I mean January 5th, and the value for this became null. This is called shift down. Shift up, similar way, if I give -1 value, I mean negative value in the shift function, what happens? The value here will move to the, will tag to the previous day. The previous day value will be gone out of the table. See here, this 47, this is the original data, and 47 has tagged to January 2nd, and January 2nd data has gone, it's gone out of the table. So these are manipulation functions. Okay, so actual data will not go anywhere. So if I say head, okay, it's a manipulation function. You'll be seeing like the original data is as it is. These are like data manipulation functions, and shift is a function we frequently use in time series analysis. Now we are going to see rolling and expanding. Rolling and expanding, these two are the functions which almost similar to moving average. So moving average, rolling, expansion are the techniques. They smooths the trends by filtering out the short-term fluctuations in the time series. What it will do, it will smoothens the curve so that we will get the natural strength of the business KPI, meaning the value of rolling, expanding and moving average, they won't affect much when there is a very seasonal increment in the graph, and they won't go high for the short-term trends in the time series. Okay, so that we will get like a natural strength of the KPI. So these are like a very widely used technique to know the actual strength of the KPIs, like stock price and total average sale, etc., etc. So about moving average, we have a lot of sessions coming forward, and it's a big topic, and we will cover in a separate chapter. For now, we are going to see the practical stuff for rolling and expanding. Rolling, what it will do is, it will take a window, and for that particular window, it will calculate the average, and for the next iteration, it leaves the first one and it will add the next one, and it will again perform the average. That way, it smoothens the curve. Okay, let's see that practically. I ran this query. See, the one which is having the peaks, sharpened peaks, which is actual data, and the orange line is a result of a rolling function. If I extend the window to 30, I will give it like more smoother curve. Okay, so let's see like what is the output of this function. So I am removing here just plot. So then it will produce the results. Oh, let me give 7 so that it will be easy to calculate for us. So when I say Windows 7, it will take the values of first 7 records of the table, and it will perform the average, and it will give that average value to the 7th day. When it comes to the 8th, to the next iteration, it will leave the first one, and it will take the next 7, and it will perform the average, and it will assign that particular value to the last record in the window. So this is how. So I have did the calculation in Excel. So let's compare. So my window is 7. See, the average it is showing 47 dot 6167. Here it is 6167. Next, what it will do? It will leave the first one and it will add the 8th one. So the next, now the value is 47, 57, 87. See, you are seeing here, right? So the similar way, it performs the roll. The result of the rolling will be plotted on the data. So this way it smoothens the curve. One 90 days average, and we'll get more smoother curve. Now let's go to the extending. Extending, it will take a window, the given window, and then it will continue from there. It will not leave any record. It will continuously performing the average. It will start up with a small window, and after that it will continue rolling. So it will give very natural essence of your average stock price. Let's see how the graph looks like. See, this is how it is. So it has removed all the seasonal fluctuations, the fluctuation caused by the trends, which are almost like short term. Those are all removed. That noise is removed from the plot, and it has given the natural essence of your the KPI. Okay, so this KPI, this natural value of the KPI is very important, like to invest in the trade markets. Okay, now let's see that in Excel. So I am removing the plot here. I want to see the values of expanding. So what it is doing, it is taking the first seven records, and it is doing the average. It is 47.6167. Here you are seeing the same value. Then it is not going to leave the first one, and it will take the 8 values, and then it will perform the average. Now I am taking all 8 and performing the average, .6322 here. Then it will add the next point, and it will perform the again average. Okay, 6208. So this way the extending curve goes to bring us the natural strength of KPI. Now we are going to see some visualization options we have in Matplotlib. those are very important for to visualize our time series. So the first one is labeling. So far we have not labeled our we have not learned how to label the plot. So this is the result of expanding. This is the plot with the expanding function. So I did not label it. We don't know exactly what is the x-axis, so what the y-axis meant for, and what is the title of this plot. We did not design much. Now using this labeling option, so we can decorate it. We can make the plot more meaningful. So what I am doing, the logic is simple. Whatever the plot I am going to draw, I am reading that plot into a variable, and for that particular variable I am assigning the options. So I'm here we have a set function, and it has a lot of options to assign to that particular variable, like a y label, x label, and title. So and then first we will see this labeling. This is, now you are seeing the title. Now you are seeing the title and y label and x label. This is inventory date, this is stock price in dollars, and the title of this particular graph. See here there is a gap on the x-axis, y-axis. You don't want to basically want to fit the graph to the scale. You need to say auto scale is a function, and enable the auto scaling, and you need to you need to tighten both the axis, and tightness is true. When you say this, the plot will be like looks more meaningful. If you want to give the more width to it, and you can say 30, it will be very wider graph you will see. Okay, now it looks awkward. Okay, now there is a function to zoom into the data in pandas. So this shows a part of your pandas table. I want to see closing stock price from my table, and I want to see only for these particular days. It means like zooming into a part of data. So I can code this way. So I need to have the square brackets, and I need to specify here what is the lower limit and what is the upper limit of the date, and it will show data which is related to this particular period. Okay, so this is the function. So we alternatively use with the name xlim, ylim in plot function. So I want to zoom into the plot for only this particular period, So far like we have seen like figure size and plot, and after that now we are going to see what is ls. Ls meant for the line style, and if I say double hyphen, and G for color, it's green meant for xlim is the limitation. I want to zoom into this particular period, and even the similar way for the y-axis. If I plot this, right, so I am getting the dotted line. If I remove these two dots and if I keep one, it will give me the straight line. Sorry, it will give the solid line. Okay, this is all about xlim, ylim. Now we are going to see how to decorate, how to make these x labels, the values on the x and y axis more meaningful. Okay, and let's see, as part of decorating the plot, we have seen labeling, we have seen auto scaling. Auto scale is not required here because we are zooming into some part of the graph. So zooming is not required here. So that's why I am not using the auto scaling here. So now we are going to see set minor locator. The intention is I want to make this x-axis more visible great. I need to make this x-axis look great. So that's why what I'm doing, like if we don't decorate, if we don't use any functions to to decorate it, the matplotlib takes by default some window and it will give this way. It has taken like 2 weeks window, and then somehow it has taken its default settings. I want to make major separator as a month locator on the plot. If I run this, what happens? Now this particular x-axis has got the identifiers to specify, okay, this is for July. From this it's a August, September, October. We can divide using set major locator. It's a major locator, okay, and the minor locator. I want to see the week dates also. If I do this, set minor locator, it will give the small indicators on 6th day of each week. 6th day of each week. 6th day of each week in the sense, actually in pandas, calendar starts from Sunday. It starts with Monday. Okay, Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday is Monday. It will be indexed with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning 4, and Saturday 5 and Sunday 6. So the value it is going to show here, which is Sunday. Okay. So now let's display. It has given the indicators, locators. It has given where to display the values for the minor locators. It has given the location where to place the value. Now let's place the value for the minor locators. Sorry, it's for major locator. It's for minor locator. Right. So 04 in 2017 June is Friday. Sorry, it's Saturday. Let me go to 17 calendar, and June, May, June 4th. June 4th is Sunday, yes, Sunday. So because index starts from 0, 0 is Monday, Tuesday 1st, Wednesday 2nd, Thursday 3rd, Friday 4th, Saturday 5th, Sunday 6th. So I want to show by week 6th day of the week, that is Sunday, because it starts from 0. So it is saying like 4th, 11. Okay, it's a weekend date of business actually. As per pandas. So 25th, and this way, like using the locator, you are denoting the places, and using formatter, in which format you want to show the value for the minor locators, you are using this particular function, set minor formatter. And I don't want to display the major formatter values like this. I want to specify something meaningful, and not meaningful, like in a different format. Okay, so if I do this, see this major formatters, like this one, like major formatter, it will give me like very and a quick reading view. Okay, so you can use like /n to get the not to overlap. Otherwise, it will overlap with the other. See here, you got the overlap. So if you don't want to have the overlapping, you can say /n, you can put how many you want until you'll get rid of overlapping. And then there is one more option we are going to see, that is grid. So grid, you'll get the grid on the x-axis, and it looks more, your graph looks more interesting. That's all for this session. And In the next session, we are going to see very important stuff, that is what is a time series and what are its features, how it is different from regular data, and we'll see what is Hardrick-Prescott filter in decomposing time series into feature wise plotting, and we'll interpret what is the output of this HP filter, and visualizing these time series decomposed pieces as using Matplotlib. Okay, see you in the next session, and until then, like, stay safe. Thank you.